arms and stuff like that. I've got weird lighting here, but I think it's kind of cool. I'm just trying to experiment with the lights here. So I got yellow lights and blah, 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 but I got some decent light here. But anyway, Shaun Campbell 2.0. Come on here, we can talk about whatever you want. I'm a natural bodybuilder. I own the International Drug-Free Athletics, so I promote natural bodybuilding. I talk about workouts, fitness, all that kind of stuff here, motivation. I get into a little bit of influencer gossip. I talk about Greg Doucette, Kai Green, Shaun Clarita, Wes Watson, all these things on this channel. So subscribe to the channel, Shaun Campbell 2.0. Anyways, yeah, come on here, ask whatever you want. Let's just have some fun here. Let's talk about whatever, because sometimes these discussions just go all over the place. So I'm into talking about whatever you want to talk about. So yeah, come on in here. Let's talk. Got my glasses on here so I can see what's going on. Whatever you want to talk about, just let's do it. I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, guys. It is basically 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Eastern time here. Just got a notification on my laptop that I'm online. Shaun Campbell's live. Everybody stop the presses. Everybody get to your computers, get to your laptops, get to your phones. Shaun Campbell 2.0 is live and he's talking. He'll talk about whatever you want. It'll be fun, guys. Just log in and talk. Ask him anything. Sorry. So yeah, I just made a video. I just went on live about, right before I went and worked out, I talked about when Shaun Clarita and Kai Green, when they lost their natty cards, okay? Basically, when they went from natural to not natural. So I did a little talk about that. I was on here for about 30 minutes, did a live video about that. So it was pretty cool discussion. So you can check out my past live feeds in my playlist. Just go to my YouTube live replays on my playlist and check that out. So anyways, yeah, so double tap on here to give me a like. Come on here, say hi. I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. Like I said, I just got back from the gym. Just did a workout. So if you guys want to talk about anything about workouts or anything, come on here. Anything about natural bodybuilding, come on here. So I'm on here shooting the shit. Shaun Campbell 2.0. If you're seeing me for the first time, subscribe to the channel. If you're seeing me and you've not subscribed yet, subscribe, please. We're building this channel up, guys. I run the International Drug-Free Athletics, which is natural bodybuilding competitions. I also talk about anything to do with workouts, fitness, all that kind of stuff, guys. So come on in here. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Again, I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. I just did a shoulder and arm workout at the gym. The YMCA is literally out that window there. I don't know if you guys can see. There's a window over there. See that? See all those lights over there? The YMCA is basically right over there. I don't really have much lights on in here. I'm trying to just go with a cool effect. Because at nighttime, my lighting is not good in here. But my condo building, I have like a huge amount of light comes in here. So when I'm on here during the day taping videos or whatever, I've got the perfect lighting. But at night, the lighting's not so good. So I just make it work. I just go for the effect. So anyways, I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. I talk about workouts, fitness, all that kind of stuff. My goal is, I talk about be a workout warrior. Basically, anyone who's trying to better themselves and be the best version of themselves through working out or health and fitness or eating healthier, you're a workout warrior. So let's get in on this together, guys. The whole goal is just to be the best version of yourself. Because especially in natural bodybuilding, not everyone's going to have perfect genetics. Not everyone's going to be built like a freak. Not everyone's going to be whatever, right? We all have our genetic limitations if you're looking to build muscle or whatever. So if you just want to be a healthy and a better version of yourself, everyone can accomplish that. Everyone can be better than you were yesterday. Everyone. There's not a single person that's watching this right now that can't improve themselves, can't be a better version of themselves. Because what they say, comparison is a thief of all joy. So don't compare yourself to others. Don't be discouraged because, say, someone else is getting better results, say in the gym or whatever, or someone's body looks better than yours, or whatever it is you're comparing yourself to, or someone's further ahead in life or whatever. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just be the best version of yourself and you're winning. You know what I mean? Just keep trying to progressively be better each and every day and you're winning. Hey, how are you? Ha ha ha. I don't know if you're laughing at me, but if you're laughing or you're not laughing, you're still in my comments. So I appreciate the support. so come on in here, say hi, double tap on the video, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, go find me on there. I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. The same profile picture is the same profile picture for the other social media. So go add me on there. Go follow me on there. Yeah, so come on in here, guys. Let's shoot the shit. I'll stay on here as long as people are talking. If people come on here and it's busy, and if I had people ask me questions all night long, I would stay on here all night long. If I looked up and I had like 50 people on here watching and they were asking questions, I would stay on here for 5 hours. And I'm not even joking. It's basically, it's on, if the demand is there, I'm there. If no one's watching, if the numbers are low and no one's asking questions, I'll just stick around here for a short time. Typically, I'm on here about 30 minutes at a time. Sometimes I'm on here for an hour if things are rocking and rolling, if questions are coming in. And then there's been times where I just jump in here, jump off here in like 15, 20 minutes. So we'll see what happens tonight. Because I already did a live that was pretty fun live where I talked about Kai Green and Shaun Clarita, how they used to be natural bodybuilders. So I thought it was a really fun video. We talked about basically the transition from people that go from natural to non-natural. And that is not what a fake natty is. A fake natty is someone who's not natural, basically taking PEDs or whatever, and is claiming they do all this through being natural. So basically false claims. If you're false claiming you're natural, so if you know someone's on steroids and they're saying, oh, you could be just like me, just got to work hard, follow my diet plans, order my programs and all this stuff, you look just like me, and meanwhile they're on steroids, that's what a fake natty is. That's what we don't like. That's what's bad for the fitness industry, right? People like whatever. Liver King is the prime example. Everyone knows that one. That's about as fake natty as it gets. He was saying, I'm all natural. I do it all by eating these livers and testicles and whatever the hell he's doing. Am I taking my supplements and doing this and that? So just order all my supplements and you look just like me. That's a prime example of a fake natty. Those are what we don't like. You know what I mean? Someone wants to do steroids and that, and they're not hurting anybody. They're not cheating any, because you're not a cheater if you're not cheating. You know what I mean? Like, say for example, if you're a fake natty, you're taking drugs, and you do a natural bodybuilding show, that's cheating. Now you're a cheater. Now you're like, this guy's on drugs, he's cheating. But if you're doing IFBB shows and stuff, you're not cheating. You're just doing what everyone's doing. If you're just a regular gym bro, going to the gym, taking some steroids, that's your prerogative, right? You're not cheating anybody. You're hurting your own self, or you're taking your own risk that you've accepted yourself. I personally don't endorse PEDs and all this stuff, because I want to live a healthy, long lifestyle, and I don't want young people doing steroids either. That's just, I don't want anyone doing steroids, period, but especially young people. Like even like Shaun Clarita and Kai Green, they didn't use steroids until they were in their 20s, because they, like late 20s, they got to their natural ceiling. They took the body as far as they could naturally, and it was their choice. They wanted to push it to another level and take that risk, because there is a risk involved in taking steroids and PEDs and all that stuff. There's a risk. They're willing to take it. I'm not willing to take it. I don't want to promote it, because I like leading by example, and I like being a role model. And I also the type of guy who practices what I preach. My computer turned off, because my computer's on. I get the white light from my computer, so it's giving me a good effect here. So I'm right in front of my laptop, but I've turned my setting on my laptop to go to sleep if it's not being used. Because before I used to have it on all the time, and my battery, I don't know, I think I was using up my usage. I don't know, whatever. I changed the setting. So anyways, guys, yeah. So I just want to, like, I like leading by example. I like being a role model, and I like, leading by example. And I can't lead by example, because I don't think there's nothing wrong if you want to take the risk and all that stuff and take PEDs or whatever you want to do. That's your call. Who am I to judge you, right? You want to take the risk, but I know myself, because I want to be a role model and a leader in the community, right? I want young people to look up, or just whatever. I don't want to preach a bad idea to young people, right? So by being natural, because young people don't understand the risk. Most people don't understand the risks until it's too late, right? There's a big risk with taking PEDs and steroids and all that stuff. Hey, Beetlejuice. Nice to see you again. Hey, Kev, what's up? Kev, I would not. I'm 53 years old. Why would I start now, right? Unless you're talking TRT or something, and then maybe I can't say, you can never say never. I would only take it if it was actually like my health's at risk, because say if I'm 70, 60, who knows, right? Say I'm at a certain age and my testosterone's low, I take care of myself, I'm feeling like shit, the doctor says it's best for me, they're going to prescribe it, maybe I'll do it, but at this moment, no. But so I don't want to say never to anything, but I would feel weird promoting natural bodybuilding because testosterone TRT is not natural, right? So I want to lead by example. So I would do anything but that. But if it was like if it came down to Shaun, you're gonna have a shitty rest of your life, or we can make the rest of your life better, then let's do it. Maybe, but that's a choice I'll have to make when that happens. Because right now I don't feel like I have any signs of having a low testosterone. I feel healthy. I feel young. I feel good. I take care of myself. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm 53 years old, guys. Like, come on. I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing all right for 53. So yeah, drop me any questions. If anyone's on here who hasn't been on here before, subscribe to the channel. And Beetlejuice and Kev, I just put up a live video about 2 hours ago where I talked about Shaun Clarida and Kai Green about when they lost their natty card or when they became not natural. So it's a really cool video. Exactly, Beetlejuice. That's what I'm saying. If you need it and it's going to help you and all that stuff, I feel like it's something to do. But right now, basically, people are abusing TRT. Like, you got people in their 20s saying they've got low testosterone. You do not have low testosterone. And if you do, fucking take better care of yourself. There might be some... Majority of people on TRT don't need to be on TRT. That's the funny thing, right? And then a good chunk of these people are TRTs because they don't take good care of themselves. They might even be like just sort of on the teeter, like they're right on the point where the testosterone is low or not low. It's like right there, where if they were healthy, if they took better care of themselves, their testosterone would go up. But if they don't, it's going to stay right there. But they're eligible for TRT, and people love subscribing shit. People love giving needles. I don't want to be taking needles for the rest of my life. Because apparently when you start that shit, you're on that shit. I do not want to be taking needles. I don't like needles for one thing, and I don't want to have to take them every fucking once a week or every other day or twice a week or wherever the fuck that is. I don't want that hassle. Especially when I would only be doing it for vanity purposes only. That's the only reason if I were to do it right now. I don't need it. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I would only be taking it for that reason. So that's not a good enough reason. And then you have to worry about like what's going to happen in the future. Is this going to be a problem? Because I've heard not horror stories, but I've heard these stories on YouTube about people on TRT, but then your rest of your body gets out of whack too, because now because you got a system that works together, your body. I don't know anything about all this stuff, so don't quote me on any of this shit, but basically everything works together. Your whole body works together in harmony, right? So if you put one thing out of whack, like your testosterone all of a sudden is higher than normal, now all the other things have to balance out. Now you could have issues other places, like vitamin deficiencies or this and that. All these things could be out of whack. Because I heard this one guy saying, because now they go to these hormone clinics for TRT. Next thing you know, they're prescribing them this. Next thing you know, they're taking 5 different injections because that's also how they make money. So now they don't give a shit if you're popping 5, 6, 7 needles a day or a week or whatever. They don't give a shit. Because you're not going to go in there. Apparently, when it comes to this TRT shit, you're not going there just for a TRT injection. Because over time, next thing you know, they're going to tell you, well, Shaun, we just did your blood work and your vitamin D is low and you can't get it from supplement sources. You're going to need to take an injection. Next thing you know, you're on all kinds of fucking shit, right? So basically, if you don't need stuff, just like anything with the doctors, right? If you don't need the shit, don't prescribe yourself stuff unless you need it. Don't go for the quick fix. Do you drink? I don't drink either. I do not drink alcohol at all. The only thing I do is I like coffee. I like my caffeine. No. Kai Green's not natty now. I mean, he was natty before. He was a WNBF natural bodybuilding pro until his 20s, and then he went on to, he wanted to get bigger, and he went IFBB route, and he gained like 50 pounds of muscle, right? Because he's got great genetics. He was like a top natural bodybuilder. You might not even recognize him if you saw him, but he still had a great physique, but the physique is so different. He's not this... You go to my channel, go to my natural bodybuilding playlist, and just search down a bit. Look for Natty to Not on Kai Green. It's my first Natty to Not video, and it's fucking amazing. He looks... It's real fun video to watch. Like, to see him at his prime naturally, and then to see him now. He was a great bodybuilder then. Some might argue that he looked better back then. So go watch it. Oh, Bio Juice, that's okay. Yeah, the best thing is to take care of yourself, your health, right? Like, the first things first, before you start prescribing yourself and medicating yourself and all this shit, or self-medicating yourself, or you know what I mean, like getting your, like, whatever, is to, like, start taking care of yourself. Are you doing the best? Because most people aren't doing anything. They just sit around the house and, oh my God, I feel like shit, I don't, or if, because we're talking about men, right? I don't get morning wood or some shit, right? Yeah, but you're a fucking slob. You've gained 30 pounds since you were in high school. You're not taking care of yourself worth the shit. You're sleeping like crap. You're drinking. You don't follow a good diet. You don't work out whatsoever. And then you wonder why all this shit's happening to you. And you're 40 years old and you're falling apart. It's going to happen. I'm 53 and I'm not falling apart. Obviously, I'm aging. We know, everyone, we're all aging. I notice things are happening. I'm aging. But if I need to use my, if I need to use it, I can use it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's, because I take care of myself. Like, for the average, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah, health is number one, guys. The older you get, the more and more you're going to say, you know what, health is fucking number one. Well, thanks, Terry, but fuck, that's not good, I don't think. And let's yep, everyone knows that health is wealth or something. The older we get, the more important, the more we realize it is important. Obviously, we all need to make money and stuff, so money is still important, unfortunately, right? But our health is our most important thing, guys. Like, I want to live as long as possible, right? Like, I want to be healthy, and that's where living natural. The only reason why, if you take TRT, if it's like the fucking last resort, and for most people, it's not even an option. It's not necessary, right? Everyone's different. We're all genetically different. Everyone's different, right? So I'm not going to judge anyone. Like, if you're a male my age, you're 50 years old, take TRT. That's not a bad thing. It's your choice. But if you're to compete in natural bodybuilding shows, it's kind of a bad thing, right? I can't endorse that, because you're taking testosterone, and because I see these guys in their 50s who get TRT. They look better. They might not look better as in, like, they're not young and youthful looking, but they got more muscle mass than they did when they were like 20, 30 years old. Like I don't got that. My muscle mass is almost the same as when I was like probably my 20s and 30s. If I were to go on TRT, I'd be bigger than I was then. Because I'm not that much different in size. Yeah, my skin's a little bit not as tight. All these things happen, right? Your muscles are a little bit flatter than they used to be when you were younger. Because it's age. I'm 53 years old. But if I were to hop on TRT, I guarantee you I would have more muscle mass than I did in my prime as a natural bodybuilder. And that goes to show you it's not natural. Because they say, oh, I'm just maximizing my testosterone to its, no, you're not maximizing it because it's higher than it should be. You got more muscle mass than you used to have, so how is that natural? How is that not steroids? How is that not being enhanced? How is that not being on PEDs? It is. But it's okay, it's your choice. Just don't compete in natural bodybuilding shows, right? Because natural bodybuilding shows or sports, because they're not going to say, oh shit, they're not going to say, oh, some guy in the Olympics, he's 40 years old, he goes on TRT. My doctor prescribed it. Do you think the Olympics is going to say, okay, that's okay, you can run the 100 meter, that's cool. No, they say, no, you failed, you cannot compete. It's that simple. Like, athletes can't go on, they can't say, like, Michael Jordan can't be 45 and playing the NBA and say, I'm going to go on TRT because I don't feel as good as I used to when I was 25. Yeah, you don't feel as good as you were at 25 because you're not 25. Doesn't mean you need TRT. And they wouldn't say, oh, that's okay. But I don't know what the testing's like in the NBA, but you get what I'm saying. If he was like an athlete that they had to do testing, they're not, because even in the UFC, they don't let these guys that are 40-something years old go on TRT. They used to back in the day, and these guys were fucking, that's when you had TRT, what's that guy's name? But Vito, whatever. They'd call him the pre-TRT and the after-TRT guy. Wesley Lee, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you talk like this on here, we ban people like that because that's not cool what you're saying. But yeah, and I'm not on TRT, just to answer your question. And anyways, but if you were talking about, like, if we talk crazy on here, we just ban people like you. So as long as you don't keep asking questions that are ridiculous or off topic, then I won't ban you. But as soon as a question comes in next, you're out of here. Because I don't take anything personal on this fucking social media. You know, people on social media, they argue with people. I don't give a fuck what people say in my comments. If I don't like it, I'll just delete you. Not delete you, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll hide the comment or I'll delete you. Like, for example, in the chats, you're gone if you ask crazy shit or you make rude comments. In some of my comments on my videos, if someone says something ridiculous, either I'll ban them or just hide the comment. So you think you're cool, it's there. No one sees it because I'll hide that shit. I don't promote bullshit. I'm all about being a role model, positivity, and all that stuff. And also, kids might see this shit. I don't need people talking like a bunch of idiots on here to the youth. You know what I mean? Yep, time to silence them. Let's go. Yeah, Beetlejuice, he's gone. Time to silence Wesley. I didn't just put him on timeout. Like, he's gone. Like, I don't need that stuff because he doesn't care about. Basically, you could tell when someone doesn't even care at all about your channel. Like, I don't need just people following that are gonna badmouth me and stuff, right? I don't mind. Like, you can follow me and be a hater, but as soon as you're gonna start saying stuff that's not relevant and just saying ridiculous stuff, then we can ban you. It's no big deal. There's a lot of fools on here, that's for sure. Especially these lives, right? I don't get that much in my videos because I don't get a lot of comments in my videos, to be honest with you. But when I go on live, that's when I get all these weird things. And that's fine, because I'm happy they came on here to actually comment, because it means they actually went into the video, they actually commented, so that they took their time out. But just don't say anything too crazy. Just say, hey, Shaun, what's going on? I don't really like what you're talking about, but I just want to say hi. They'll say, okay, cool, you can stay on. I'm not into fitness, but I thought I'd just come by and say hi. That's cool, then come on in. Yeah, I've got I'm using the monitor on my screen, like, just to, like, because it's giving me, like, white light. So it's actually, because you know in these condos or apartments or whatever, they always got yellow lighting for some reason. And so if you're not using daylight, it's like really crappy light. I keep saying I'm gonna buy one of those big boom lights, or those big white lights that people use, so they can tape during the night in their house or whatever, or tape anywhere because they get the right lighting. But I never do. Because I don't want, but sometimes when you overthink things, you end up doing nothing. If I overthink it, oh, my lighting sucks or this and that, next thing you know, I don't even go on live. No, trolling on channels is fun. Yeah, sure, I don't mind. As long as they're not being like inappropriate. You can troll and yeah. I gotta make sure I have the best lighting possible. But Hussein, I'll give him credit. He does have a good physique. Like the muscle mass he has on him is just pure craziness. And the shoulders and arms, especially in chest, like all through here. And those are the main areas where every guy wants, right? So it doesn't even need to be balanced. As long as you have that and your waist is small, then you're fucking king, right? But the top level, like competitors, their physiques are just crazy. Like every muscle group's in balance. They don't have any weaknesses. It's just crazy. Yeah, exactly. There's also lighting and angling. Because if you sit there like and just put your arm forward, it looks like now your arm looks way bigger. Then if I put it back, now I look like I'm small. But if you just put, you know what I'm saying? Like Wes Watson's the king of it. He knows where to put his arm. He always puts his one arm on something, and he has the right lighting. And he's always got his one arm forward. And it makes his arm look huge. So there's a thing called out angling. Like even if you're talking with someone, say if there's two of us standing here talking, you gotta make sure your body parts are forward so you look bigger. I'm the biggest 159.8 pound guy you've ever seen. That's what I weighed this morning. I weigh myself in the morning without before eating and stuff. So my natural weight, like the weight you wake up with no clothes and first thing in the morning, I was 159.8. But I'm holding a little bit more body fat than normal. Like for me to be lean, I have to be around 150. Like to be ripped. So it did work. Shit. Well, thanks. Tell her thanks. If you do the right angle, you're gonna look fucking huge, right? If I just stood here like this and act like I was just sitting here normal, yeah, guys, how are you? It's true. The lighting and angles is so true because sometimes I'll be like, what the fuck? Like I'll sit down some certain way and I got the camera angled a certain way. And I'm like, oh shit, I look fucking huge. So I just stay there. I'm like, I'm not gonna move. I look fucking huge. And then sometimes you look like shit because you got bad lighting, the camera's wrong, everything's wrong, you're wearing the wrong shirt, because the wrong clothes can be a problem too. My guns aren't that impressive, but you know what I'm saying. What's that? Like I got short biceps, but my triceps have a good size. So I've always had like pretty decent sized triceps. My biceps look cut, but I always had the worst genetics and biceps ever, but where they're very short. Like the tendon is like long, like it's like that short. Like you know, some people with huge arms, their muscle goes from basically here to here. It just goes like that. Mine starts like up here. What I see is like that short, which looks fine, I guess, when I'm dieted down, because when I'm here, you can see it looks like a huge peak. But it's because the muscle is so damn short. It's not a peak, the muscle is a peak. So it's really hard to build a lot of muscle size, but thank God my triceps actually have pretty good genetics in my triceps, which is kind of funny. I got kind of long insertions in my triceps, so I can get good size here. We're all a mixed mash of things. I've competed with people where they don't even look impressive, right? But then they start posing, it's like, what the fuck just happened? Like their muscles just pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because their muscle bellies are so big that it looks soft when they're standing there normal. It looks like their body's not hard, but then when they squeeze it, all the muscle fibers bang out. That's called genetically gifted. That's the 1 in a million that Greg Doucette talks about. Like these people that are 1 in a million, it's just freaky. So I competed in a natural pro show way back in like 2003, I think, or 2002. A natural pro show with the NGA, And I thought, okay, like, they don't look that bad, because I came in like the best, like leanest I've ever came in. I was shredded to shit. I was small though still, right? But I was thinking, okay, I might be all right. But then when they started posing, I'm like, oh, fuck. I was deflated. But I try to keep my positivity and say, okay, it's an experience. Because it was my first time ever getting my ass kicked. So it was a very weird feeling. I kind of felt deflated and stuff. Like I put all this effort into this, but I was dead last. There were 7 guys in the pro show. I got 7th. But the fact is I did a pro show. So I guess that's okay. And some of these guys were shorter, but when they hit their muscles, it was like a whole different ballgame. When you're up against genetically gifted people, and you're just a guy who's got average genetics but works hard, these guys will... It's a different ballgame. When the posing started, it was like, what the fuck is happening here? Like when they hit a pose, like things popped, striations popped out, and all this stuff, right? It was wild. Yeah, I should. I should do the filtering and lighting and all that stuff to angles and just get as lean as I can, as big as I can. But not even as big as I can, as big as I make myself look, as big as I can to make myself look and appear. Is that what that's what you're saying? Like, I get what you're saying. Like, make myself appear as big as I possibly can. Like, it's not about get as big as I can. Like, how can I look as big as possible on camera with lighting and all that stuff? That's a good idea. I even thought about, like, because back in the day, if I was younger, I'd probably say, oh, I'm going to do a pump before I even get on camera, which I don't really do that anymore. So I remember back in the day, if you're doing anything to do with pictures or anything, everyone would get on the ground and start doing push-ups, and you do some cable curls, and then you're like, okay, we're ready. You put a tight shirt on, you get a pump going first, and then you head to the bar or whatever, right? Because I'm sure some of these influencers, I don't know if they do, but I'm sure some of them get pumped up before they even go on camera. And it makes sense. Like, but I just don't. I don't want to. Like, I never used to come on here in tank tops because I always didn't want to like stress myself out worrying about how I looked on the camera. But now I said, fuck it, I'm gonna start. Because you can also play with angles, right? If I stand here like that, I look like I'm pretty jacked. So just because of the angle. And I'm small guy, so the more skin I show, the better, because if you got narrow shoulders and you wear a baggy shirt, now you look like just some really small guy. Like naturals, we've got that problem. With clothes on, we look tiny. Especially the leaner we get, we look better with our shirt off, but we look worse with our clothes on. Like, because you're losing all kinds of weight, you don't have that big full muscle to fill out the shirt sleeves and stuff, but you look insane because of all the details and the shreddedness and stuff, but it doesn't look crazy in clothes. Yeah, I should meet some nice ladies. Good point. Maybe if I do, but the problem is here, if I flex and stuff on here, it's not going to help me out with the ladies. It's going to help me out with the guys, but it'll help out getting more people watching. So I don't care who's watching. Well, I care, but I mean, like, I just want to, like, the goal right now is I want to get people watching my content, right? And I do feel, as funny as you'd make that sound, even though I am 53 years old, but the fact is, if you show a little bit of muscle or whatever, you wear a tank top, it's more exciting than wearing like a sweater. If I wore a sweater on here, people are going to listen to me just for what I'm saying. Same with a girl. If a girl's attractive and she's showing a little bit of her body, we're guys, we're watching. And it might not be like in a vulgar way, but we're watching like because we like what we see, if that makes any sense, right? Like, yeah. But it's just funny for me at 53 to think like that, because it's like, okay, who the hell wants to see a 53-year-old guy? But I still feel like I got it to some degree, but I feel weird about it, right? It's like, do people want to see a 50? People think I'm old on here or what? I don't know what people think, right? But it also goes to show you that, hey, you can be older and take care of yourself, guys. And this is natural. I'm not on TRT. I'm not on drugs. This is just working out, taking care of yourself, watching what you eat. I'm just consistent with everything. I'm not going crazy. I'm not living like a hardcore natural bodybuilding lifestyle where I monitor everything I eat, do the perfect workouts, never eat cookies, never eat ice cream. I ate cookies yesterday. I had ice cream yesterday. I had chocolate bars yesterday. Because yesterday I said, fuck it. Because every time I feel like I need these things, I just have them to get out of my system. But yesterday I just felt like I needed chocolate. So I had a lot of it. And I got out of my system because I believe in moderation. I also believe in not depriving yourself of something you want. But don't open the floodgates, but don't deprive yourself. If you deprive yourself of something, you're eventually going to say, fuck it, and you're going to go crazy, and you're going to give up on all your goals. Like, if someone says, whatever, if you know what I'm saying, right? You got to have moderation. Yeah, Greg's pushing 50. Yeah, Greg's going to be 50, so I got 3 years on him. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. 50 years, but he's also on TRT, and he's also was on steroids for 10 years. But I get what you're saying, though. The problem is, the thing is, he still would look good because he was like I'm telling you right now, Greg Doucette was a great natural bodybuilder. Like, he was way, way better. He's got great genetics, right? So he's at a whole different level than me. Because when he was at natural bodybuilding, he was winning like overall titles in natural bodybuilding competitions. Like, he was very good. A competitor that wins an overall, and whether you're natural or not natural, whatever, to win the overall, you're a very good athlete. And he was a very good natural bodybuilder. So he would look, because he even says if he was natural, he'd probably be about 175 right now. But he's about 190, so that'd only be a 15-pound difference. It wouldn't even, his physique would still look good in tank tops and stuff. He just might not be as full. You probably wouldn't be as good of a physique, because I'm sure his body fat levels are easier to maintain and to maintain the muscle mass. Because he says he only works out twice a week with weights, but he does his cardio bike stuff like 5, 6, 7 days a week. But if you were doing that as a natural athlete, you'd probably only be like 170 pounds. So he's able to, because of TRT and all these things, and Turk, he's been able to hold on to the muscle mass with just a couple days a week of working out weights. Anyways, guys, if anyone wants to talk about anything else, let's go for it. I can get off topic here. I don't mind. Because I'm getting ready to, I'm starting to feel hungry because I need something to eat. But I just want to jump on here. I'm trying to get better at being on these lives. And I feel like the lives are a really good way to build up subscribers. I feel like every time I go on lives, maybe I don't get a lot of new subscribers, but I always get 1 or 2 new subscribers every time I go on a live. So if I go on a live once, say if I went on live once every day for the year, that'd be like 700 extra subscribers, right? That I wouldn't have gotten. Even though I want to get more than that, but it's just like anything, you have to get momentum going. Once momentum starts, all the watch hours, subscribers, all that will start building. Because people want to be a part of something, right? I have to build something first. So right now I'm in the very infancy phases of this grassroots building on my YouTube channel, guys. So I do find if I talk about the gossip stuff like Hussein Farhad or Greg Doucette or Shaun Clarita or Kai Green, if I talk about these people like that, I get way more following on my videos, right? So I'm talking about that while I'm incorporating the IDFA. So while I'm, like even right now, we're talking about, like I talk about natural bodybuilding, do it naturally, compete. There's my logo right there in the background. That's me from one of my shows way back. Those 2 trophies are first place trophies from natural bodybuilding competitions. So I get to promote myself, my brand, and all that stuff. I should grab a bite. Yeah. I'll probably just hop off of here because this is my 2nd time on here, so I'm pretty proud of myself. We've done 2 YouTube lives, but I was going to make a video about Shaun Clarita Natty to Not, and it's going to be awesome. Like I have all of it. The script is all out because I like to make scripts, but I also go off script because I find if I go too scripty, it won't sound natural because we're natural bodybuilders here, right? It doesn't come across naturally. But so I make a script that I look at on my screen. I'll look at it and okay. Then I'll go in front of the camera and I'll deliver the way I would deliver it, right? So I'll make point forms because if you start rambling, even with live sometimes, well, today if I just say I'm just on here talking, that's just, I'll talk about anything, right? But if I say I'm going to talk about natural bodybuilding and 5 reasons why you should compete or something, and it's my live, I'll have a little point forms on my screen here, so I keep on track. Because when you get talking in tangents, you'll fucking forget. But today, for this live right now, there was no script. There was no rhyme or reason. It was just like, come on here, talk, let's just go for it. 50, 60, 70% of my lives are let's just talk about whatever. I don't have any script, right? We just talk about whatever. Earlier, I had a bit of a script. I talked about Shaun Clarita and Kai Green when they became non-natural, and I talked about what kind of a successful career they had as natural bodybuilders and how they are 1 in a million. Oh yeah, I like Nick's Strength and Power. That was one of my favorite YouTube channels when I first got onto YouTube watching it. So during COVID, I used to watch Nick's Strength and Power because I'm a fan of bodybuilding too. I like the stuff he talks about, and I like the way he talks. I was watching Greg Doucette. I was even watching More Plates, More Dates, what it's called. But I don't watch it as much anymore because he doesn't do any videos anymore. And before, he used to be on there just as much as Greg Doucette was, right? So I used to watch him. Who else I used to watch? I watched Jesse on Fire for MMA content. I like UFC stuff too. So I watched Jesse on Fire. He's good. I watch Johnny Shreve every once in a while. I'm going to watch him more because now he's my best friend. Johnny Shreve, fucking DM me, guys. And he's a way bigger YouTuber and social media presence than I have. So I was happy as hell. And he's Canadian. So I love when Canadian influencers are in the fitness bodybuilding world. Talk to me. It gets me excited. I was watching Jeff Nippert a lot for a while. Athlean X I used to watch for a while. I was watching that one for a while. Those were all the big players back then, right? Like back COVID days, I was watching a lot of YouTube channels. Oh, do what Nick Strength and Power is doing, but do it with natural bodybuilding. That's a good idea. There's a couple of channels that try and do that. It's hard with the natural bodybuilding scene, but I get what you're saying. That's why I'm trying to like talk about like Hussein Farhad, Greg Doucette, all these people. Any tie into natural bodybuilding. I'm getting better and better. I was trying to talk about workout stuff for a while, but I realized the real bread and butter because you got to talk about something. Because what's the point of bringing people to me if I have nothing to sell them? So if I'm doing workouts and stuff, I don't even do much personal training, so I don't even like do that, right? But I run natural bodybuilding competitions, so now I got to talk and make sure I direct them to natural bodybuilding shows, or at least watching my content because they like natural bodybuilding. Even if they don't compete or whatever, just as long as you like the idea of working out and doing it the healthy way and becoming a better version of yourself. Because I talk about motivational stuff. So I want to be, my biggest thing I want to be is like a role model and a leader of some sort, right? Lead by example, not a leader, but lead by example. Like my actions, I walk the walk, I talk the talk. I want to be a motivation to people, right? Yeah, Nick Strength and Power. I got some of this Kai, because he did a thing on Kai Green once before, and I got some information about Kai Green from Nick Strength and Power once. Because I think he did something to do with Kai Green being natural. He's like, shit, man, if you guys didn't know, here's pictures of Kai Green natural. Kai Green natural was basically like that new Julian Fitzgerald guy. Basically, Kai Green's that guy, but better, because Kai Green actually competed and had titles and stuff. This Julian's just a guy posing in the gym. He hasn't stepped on stage or anything. He hasn't put himself out there on the line. Kai Green was competing in bodybuilding shows at 19 years old and winning. Yeah, I think the natty to knots are fun, like because these are because unfortunately the bodybuilders that get all the recognition are the ones who do the Olympia and stuff like that. I might even talk about Ronnie Coleman. Whether the question with him will be is, was he really natural when he said he was natural? Because Ronnie Coleman was trying to say before he became like a big IFB pro star, he's saying he got a pro card naturally. That's hard to believe, but I'll do some investigation. And we'll talk about it, because the fact that I get to, as long as I'm talking about natural, it just goes in with my brand. It ties in. So if I'm just talking about Ronnie Coleman's the greatest bodybuilder, that's like, Shaun, why are you talking about Ronnie Coleman being the greatest bodybuilder? You're supposed to be promoting natural bodybuilder. Okay, here's my new twist. Was Ronnie Coleman truly natural when he won his pro card like he said he was? Let's look into it. Now we got a natural bodybuilding video. Now I'm talking about natural bodybuilding, right? So now it's on brand. Now it makes sense why I'm talking about it. Okay, I think you had a good thing going, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Julian's a bit suspect, but if you look at his muscles insertions and stuff, the genetics are outrageous. Like, he has no weakness. Like, it's possible he's natural, but he's very young to be that much muscle mass. That's kind of crazy. But there are people like this, I think. Because just imagine if someone was just born with all the muscle insertions were all round and full, every single one of them. And that's how he is, right? Like, every muscle insertion or whatever, he has no, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, the muscle bellies are all full and long. Like, he has no, like, everyone has some weak body parts. He has none. He does a side chest, and his arm is so fucking big, it's almost obscene. It's like you think it's not real, but it's real. I feel like he's natural. I don't know, because no one knows for sure. That's the problem with natural or not, natty or not. You have to, a lot of it has to be, what do you think? In my opinion, right? Because the only one that really knows what goes in this guy's body is him. Because some people are fake natties, but they're so good at being fake natties, they don't do it in front of anybody. They know they got the biggest secret in the world. They don't tell a soul. If you want a secret to stay forever, you don't tell anybody. Not your wife, not your girlfriend, not your mom, not your dad. You don't tell anybody. So if you want to be a great fake natty, you can't tell a single soul. A single soul. You can't down the road tell anybody. You can't go have a couple of drinks and tell somebody. You can't have a weak moment and tell somebody. You cannot tell anybody at all. Because someone will blow your cover, or someone will say, well, I heard it from someone, or this, that, or someone's going to say something down the road. It's kind of like when people are killers or whatever, right? Say you're a psychopath, you kill people. They were laying in bed with their girlfriend, they fucking told them, they said, and then their girlfriend at the time, because they're so close, said, I'll never tell anybody. Then they break up. Now she's fucking telling everybody. You know what I mean? She goes to the FBI. To keep a secret, you can't tell anybody. Anybody. Okay, like Mike O'Hearn. This guy is good. Mike O'Hearn is the best fake natty of ever. He will go down as the greatest fake natty the world has ever seen. Because he is never, ever, ever going to admit it. Because you know some people will come clean or joke around. He will never. Even if he does it, even if he feels like he should come clean, he's not going to come clean because it would just ruin his brand. His brand is that he's the greatest fake natty of all time. That's his brand. And no one can really say for sure because he has never, ever, ever even slightly admitted it. As long as he never admits it, it'll always be something people will wonder. Because they'll never have confirmed. We're only going to have confirmation once he says that, or he does blood work and gets caught, so he doesn't compete in shows. He does guest posing and stuff, so he's never going to get caught. And if he does compete, he'll never compete in a natural show. He's never going to get his blood work done by anybody, so he's never ever going to get caught. And if he never ever confesses, he will never ever be for sure known to be a fake natty. Even though it's pretty bloody obvious, but we don't have concrete proof. And you know what I mean? So as long as he keeps it a secret for the rest of his life, he will go down as the greatest fake natty of all time. He's a greater fake natty than Hussein Farhat will ever be. He's a greater fake natty even than the Liver King, because Liver King actually got caught. So he's the greatest fake natty of all time. I should do a video on him, the greatest fake natty of all time. Yeah, we don't need the proof. But the problem is you can't say with 100% certainty because they'll say, well, Shaun, he's never said he was. He never got caught. Yeah, but look at him. But hey, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess another one of the greatest fake natties of all times is The Rock. He'll never admit it, even though it's obvious as hell with The Rock too. But he's not really a fake natty because he's not really saying he's natural. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas I think Michael Hurd implies that he's natural. Do you know what I mean? Like he lets people believe he's natural, and he doesn't say anything otherwise. And he never answers a question when he's put on the spot. Because I think even Kenny, what's his name? Kenny T.O., Kenny O, Kenny, fuck. Kenny K.O. I think even Kenny K.O. called him out, like, are you natural? And he just, like, diverted the question but answered a different question. You know people that don't answer the question but they answer the question? They answer a question but they answer the question the way they want to answer the question, which didn't even answer the question. So when you're done talking to them, you still don't know. Would I, like, Shaun, are you natural? Would I take steroids? Blah, blah, blah. And I've looked like this all these years. Do you think I'm taking steroids? No, the question is, are you on steroids, yes or no? Do I seem like I'm the type of guy that would take steroids? You kind of just answer it like that kind of way. Yeah. Michael, come talk to me when you have abs. Michael Hearn's hilarious, yeah. So he's always diverts the question. He always, like, somehow answers a different question. Yeah, I'm not, but some would say so. Do you think I'm natural? Yeah, they'll say, hey, Shaun, are you natural? Do you think I'm natural? Well, you kind of look like you should be natural. But what do you think? Do you think it's possible? Like, there's like, what the fuck just happened? I got Jedi mind tricked by fucking Michael Hearn did Jedi mind tricks on me. Yeah. Beetlejuice, you were saying that. But that makes sense because you said you gained like 50 pounds. You weren't even like, you were just mostly swimming too. That's kind of wild. But everyone's different. Some people gain muscle mass pretty easily. Some people maybe have a hard time getting lean. But the people that gain muscle mass and they're ripped and shredded at the same time, that's kind of suspect. Because some people, maybe some guys are big, they're good gainers for muscle mass and a little body fat, but they have a hard time shedding it off. Or some people can get really super shredded, but they can't put on the muscle mass. Like, usually there's something, right? But if you can have it, if you have the balance of everything, that's fucking nuts. All right, guys. Well, shit, Beetlejuice. I'm gonna rock. Like I'm looking at the, because you know, you start hearing your stomach growling. It's time to eat, and I don't want to eat on the camera because I did it one time before and it just felt weird. I was eating on, I said on live, I started eating. I was like, this is fucked up. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, that's your problem. That's what I mean. People have that. They can gain a lot of weight, like muscle and fat together, and they gain a lot of weight and get really bulky. They can bulk up to like 200 and something pounds, no problem, but then they can't shed off that fat. That's the harder time. All right, people, just good talking to you again. Yeah, later, guys. Thanks for coming on here, everyone. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Shaun Campbell, Shaun Campbell 2.0. Make sure you subscribe. We're building this channel up. Support natural bodybuilding. Be the best version of yourself. We'll talk to you next.